one day this week, I was in my class, right? I was sitting in my class just randomly, just thinking, right, about the Knicks. And I know what y'all saying, man. You in college, you in your class. What the hell you doing thinking about the Knicks? But listen, man. Sometimes these classes is boring. I do not be paying 1 ounce of attention to some of these professors because they boring. But I was thinking about my Knicks in the classroom. Just thinking about how terrible the Knicks are and how that we are the mecca of basketball and we cannot even attract a few stars to come here and play. And mind you, I'm thinking in my mind. I am not thinking out loud. I didn't say one word. I was sitting in the back of the class and my entire time my mind was on the Knicks. And then ironically, a classmate sitting right next to me looked at me and was like, you know what? I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain. I am a Knicks fan myself. I don't know how the hell he knew I was thinking about the Knicks. But I think that's just what goes on with the New York Knicks faithful. We know each other. We can read each other's mind, the body language. I can tell a Knicks fan from a mile away just by the hell they carry themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what's been going on. But anyway, to keep, a long story short, the New York Knicks parted ways with President Steve Mills. And, first of all, that's something that should have been done. When they got rid of David Fizdale, they should have got rid of Steve Mills as well. Both of them should have been shown the hammer like MC Hammer. I'm just keeping it real. But the Knicks always Johnny come lately. Always coming late to the party. When the party is over, the Knicks decide to show up. They decided to fire Steve Mills. And for a long time, there was talks of them going after Masai Ujiri. But today, a report came out that the New York Knicks is intended on hiring Leon Rose as president. And I got a few things to say about that. Listen, I know Leon Rose is a player agent. He has no coaching experience. He does have a good relationship with a couple NBA stars like Embiid. Those are some of the names that I heard of. But man, Knicks, if you got the opportunity to go and get President Masai Ujiri from the Raptors, you need to go ahead and do so. Okay, because the problem with the Knicks, it stems from the upper part of the management, right? James Dolan, we hear, the crowd saying sell the team. He needs to sell the team, right? And I don't think he will, because there's some guys that they just don't know when to quit. He's one of those guys. All right, sell the team. We already know he should sell the team, but it don't look like it's happening. But it's coming from the front top office down, and it's spreading into the whole daggone organization. All right, and like I said, they need to do everything in their power, all right, to get Masai Ujiri. I don't care if they gotta massage his feet. I don't care if they gotta clip his toenails. I don't care if they gotta hire a marching band to escort this brother to MSG. Whatever the hell they need to do to get Masai Ujiri into the Mecca, they need to do it, because I'm sick and tired of the Knicks just being a daggone lost franchise. Okay? It's been damn near 40 years. All right, the Israelites were circling around the desert, all right, before Moses came and led the Knicks to the promised land. All right, so they need to do whatever the hell it is to do to get this brother here, because listen, what Masai Ujiri has done with the Raptors have been nothing short of impeccable. Okay, he gambles a lot. We saw what he did with Kawhi Leonard. It was a gamble, but it was a smart gamble. The Knicks is known for gambling and getting pimped out of their assets. The Knicks remind me of a robber coming to rob your place, and you say, you know what? Here you go. Here's the TV. Take it. Enjoy. The Knicks just loves getting robbed out of their assets, right? They did so when they traded away the unicorn, and the talk was they're going to get KD, Kyrie. Ladies and gentlemen, they went down the block. They went across the bridge. Whatever they do to get Masai Ujiri, they need to. Because Masai Ujiri, he knows how to connect with the players. I thought Kawhi Leonard had a chance of re-signing there because of Masai Ujiri in that relationship. And they just need to, look at the Raptors right now. They only lost 14 games. They won the championship last year. At this time last year, they lost 15 games. So they're a game better than when they were last year without Kawhi Leonard. That speaks to just everything running. And a lot of it has to do with coaching. Nick Nurse, he's a good coach. I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves. But listen, man, if you want to attract free agents, you got to have good guys in the front office that will make these free agents feel comfortable. And I think Masai Ujiri is that guy. All right? I really do. My special guest here on the show, Mike. I'm going to call you Money Mike. All right? We're gonna go by that name right now.
It's fitting.
Mike, how's everything going, man?
Everything's going good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good outside of, talking about the Knicks here. I'm doing pretty good. A lot of stuff going on in the NBA, knowing that you're the biggest Heat fan that I know of in New York. Matter of fact, for those of y'all on camera, y'all will see that the brother got a Miami Heat jersey on. He came prepared today. I want to know what you thought about Miami. Getting Iguodala, Jay Crowder, and, giving up Winslow in that blockbuster trade that they did with the Grizzlies. What you think about that?
So I actually like it a lot. I mean, Winslow was a great asset. It took him 13th overall, I think, 5 years ago. So he's in his 5th season, but I saw a stat he's missed over 30 games per year. So I think Pat Riley saw that it was time to let him go, and a great asset like Iguodala. He's 36, and they did agree to sign him to a 2-year, $30 million deal. I don't know if you saw that, but he also has a team option for the 2nd year, so Pat Riley and company can do whatever they want with him, and they can decide because they're loading up for that 2021 free agency class. Giannis is in there, above all names. Victor Oladipo's in there. They've been linked to a bunch of these guys, but I think that he did a great job. Iguodala he's 36. He's a Finals MVP. He's got a lot of experience. He knows he's got that championship DNA.
Yes, sir.
He can guard. His shot, it's not there all the time, but
in big moments.
Yeah, in big moments.
He can hit it.
I think it was this past Finals. It was in Toronto. I think Game 2 maybe. He hit a 3 to seal the win for the Warriors, and they won Game 2. So I think it's a great trade for the Miami. They gave up Dion Waiters and James Johnson as well. 2 guys who didn't get much minutes this year. I think Iguodala hasn't played a single game, and he almost has as many minutes as Dion Waiters this year. So I think it's a great trade for Miami.
I think it's an excellent trade for Miami. I mean, one thing that I noticed about Pat Riley, and I'm sure you being a Miami fan, about Pat Riley, is he just don't want to lose. There's some times where you think Miami should be tanking in a way because, after they lost LeBron James, they're going to go down for a couple years. But the competitive nature in Pat Riley to build a team, he just don't want to let it go. And some guys, they're fine with it. They're like, listen, we know we taking this year off. We know we're going to go in the lottery. Pat Riley is different. Pat Riley wants to win. They have a good head coach in Eric Spoelstra, and they bought Jimmy Butler. And, they got Jimmy Butler in free agency over the summer. And a lot of it was, Jimmy Butler, we thought was going to sign with the 76ers, but Butler wanted his old team. And the way how he has fit with the young guys, showing them like, listen, this is me. This is how you win. Because I thought that he did the same thing on the 76ers. Yeah, you can say there were 2 guys more talented than Jimmy Butler on the 76ers with Embiid and Ben Simmons. But one thing they didn't have was Jimmy Butler's clutchness. Like, listen, this is the game time. I'm going to shoot these shots. Even in Toronto in that game, I believe it was Game 7, when Kawhi hit that shot, Jimmy Butler scored right before that shot. It was Jimmy Butler. So I think that he will give this team that extra boost. And I think Iggy coming over there, him being sound defensively, that can play different positions and lock up your number 1 target. You saw what he did to LeBron James in 2015 in the finals. And knowing that, he's not the perfect shooter, but he can make a clutch shot. He has that championship DNA that he could bring for that young squad over there. And knowing that, he's rested.
Yeah.
He's rested. What do older guys need? Rest. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to see 50, 60-year-old Usain Bolts out here. You know what I'm saying? They going to need their rest. And I think he looks in shape. When I seen him yesterday.
He looked, I don't know if you saw the video, he looked jacked.
Nah, he definitely looked like he ready to go.
Really good.
So I think it's perfect. And I think James Crowder also is a good pick for them as well.
I agree.
He's a team player. He's that, he's that guy that, he's always going to be there. He's always going to be around the ball. And you need guys like that. And my question here to you is, after these trades, where do you think, how far is the ceiling for Miami this year?
All right, so coming into this, I'll get into a little back. So coming into the season, I saw Miami as like anywhere from like they could really like maybe if they play fully to their potential, 3 seed, solid 3 seed. But I didn't see them dropping out. I saw as at worst an 8 seed, which they're not going to be. They're going to be top 4 seed. I think them, the Bucks, the Raptors, and the Celtics are the top 4 teams in the East. I hate to say it. I really do think the 76ers are. I don't know if they have enough to get them into the Final Four in the East. I just don't like they don't play well together. But besides that, I think the Heat after this trade, so they got rid of two guys in Dion Waiters and James Johnson who just didn't.
Mr. Edible Man, Dion Waiters. I mean, God getting high on a plane. I mean, yeah, I think it was time for him to get shipped away for all the stuff that he's just been doing. I mean, I don't even want to get into it. I mean,
career high.
Let him take his edible behind somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Get high somewhere else.
He's probably, and I read that he's probably going to get bought out in Memphis. So, but yeah, 2 guys who just didn't really play much. They didn't really fit the Heat culture. They didn't want to. It seems I don't know what's going on behind the scenes that they're down in Miami. We're here in snowy Cortland, New York. So, but as it seems, they just didn't fit the culture. Jimmy Butler wants his guys. He wants his. Bam Adebayo. He's got him. He's got a bunch of shooters and Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero. I think this team can. And now they're bringing in some really good defenders and Iguodala and Jay Crowder's a really good defender. And Solomon Hill, he's not known really by the media and us some casual fans, but apparently he's well known in the league and he's widely respected, as is Iguodala and Crowder. And I think their defensive efforts will bring to Miami. And Miami right now, they're not a great defensive team. They have because they have Butler and Bam, who are really good defenders by themselves, but they're trying to play with smaller guys who can score the basketball but can't really defend, like Tyler Hero's getting better, but Duncan Robinson and Kendrick Nunn, they're too small to guard these guys. I've seen that they've been attacking Duncan Robinson over the past couple 2-3 weeks because he can score the basketball and shoot at a high volume. So bringing in a guy like Iguodala who doesn't have the offense that Duncan Robinson does right now in his career, I think it's a good defensive swap late 2 minutes late in games. Even Tyler Hero can set up Duncan Robinson because he can create for himself a little more. I think it's a good trade, and I think they could be really mess around in the East now.
Yeah, I think this literally. You cannot tell me Miami didn't get better with these additions. No. One of the biggest trades was D'Angelo Russell, who was traded to the Wolves for a package that included Andrew Wiggins, a 2021 protected first-round pick, and a 2022 second-round pick. To be honest with you, when I look at this trade, I don't know about y'all guys, Mike and Craig, but I think both sides won this trade. What do you think?
So what I think is I like the trade I think both teams. Obviously, like I said, time will tell. We'll see what happens. I think for the Warriors, man, they're the worst team in the league this year. But they're injured right now, and they're going to have Andrew Wiggins, who's going to probably be the 3rd or 4th scorer on the team next year. And they're going to have a top 5 pick most likely. Man, they're going to be scary.
That's going to be a scary team.
They're going to be... So when they won the championship back in 2015, before KD got there, it was the same team they've got now, basically. Clay, Curry, Draymond, and Harrison Barnes. And instead of Harrison Barnes, you're adding D'Angelo Russell. I mean, I think the bench was a little better back then, but that guy Eric Paschal, he's having a really good rookie season. I think if you put him on the bench next year, right before the show started, actually, the Warriors just re-signed Kai Bowman, so they're going to fortify their bench. They're looking this season. They're looking for guys who could play on this team next year, and they're going to add a top 5 pick in this upcoming draft, who could be a center. James Wiseman, I know he's good. Anthony Edwards, it could be anyone, but I think they're going to be scary. And on the T-Wolf side, as you've known, Cat is frustrated.
Yeah, he's frustrated. He definitely came out, recently. He voiced his frustrations. Mm-hmm. But the Timberwolves wanted D'Lo this whole time. They had their eyes on D'Lo since last year, and they got their man.
Yeah. They wanted him from the Nets instead of so. I mean, I think it's a good trade for both sides. We'll see what because D'Angelo Russell could be really good, but I mean, the T-Wolves, their team just still doesn't like ooze with like talent. I mean, they have Karl-Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, but outside that, I mean, they did keep no, they didn't. They got rid of Covington. He went to Houston.
Yeah, he went to Houston.
So I mean, their team, besides Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell, I mean, it's not much. It's like what you're seeing in Phoenix. There's Devin Booker and I think DeAndre Ayton, who's starting to show off, but there's not much. So we'll see with the Wolves. I do like the trade. I think D'Angelo Russell and Kat are going to play wonderful together.
And they're friends.
They're huge
So
friends.
when you got that chemistry off the court, it normally translates to on the court.
Mm-hmm. You would think so.
You would think so.
That's what you saw back in 2012, 2013 with the LeBron days and D Wade and Bosh. They were great friends off the court before.
Exactly, and it took a while.
It did take.
It took like almost 82 games almost.
They did. They didn't even
it.
win their first year.
Yeah.
But those back-to-back championships. So
it felt great.
They clicked.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot, if a fortune teller came and told me I gotta go broke and homeless for a year in order to be rich the next 2 years, I go homeless and broke. Brother, please pass me a cup and put some change in there for me, please, because I'm gonna be rich. You know what I'm saying? I'll be that homeless person knowing that, listen, I'm gonna be giving because I know I'm gonna be rich the next 2 years. I mean, honestly, it doesn't get better than that. But listen, on both sides here, sort of with the Timberwolves, I think that having D'Lo pair up with Cat is the good way to go. And unfortunately with D'Lo, he hasn't got stability. Like ever since he been in the league, with the Lakers and that little stint over there, he got shipped to the Nets. And when D'Lo seemed to be progressing on the Nets, they shipped him in return for KD and Kyrie over there to Golden State. And where he think he found a little home, even though we kind of knew that this was coming. Even though the Warriors say we want to test them out with Stephen Curry, I mean, come on. We ain't fooling. You ain't fooling me. We all could see that this was going to happen. And hopefully when he goes to the Timberwolves, being paired up with Cat, he can have a place where he can, he can have a couple years to progress and he can leave his bag somewhere for a couple amount of years without being shipped away. And with the Warriors here, you get a guy in Andrew Wiggins that could be almost a better version of Harrison Barnes, you can say. Now, I know Andrew Wiggins had his shortcomings. He was supposed to be one of the next big players in the NBA, and he hasn't lived up to it. He has shown lazy qualities in a way, but in the culture of the Warriors, with guys that know how to win, with a championship atmosphere, it can, entice Andrew Wiggins, a guy that's known to be chillax and lazy, that could show his potential at times. It could bring out the best in Andrew Wiggins on that team to go along with Curry and Clay. And the Warriors, to me, a lot of people is like, yeah, the dynasty is over. Not so fast. They're gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
The ultimate tank you've ever
Definitely
seen.
Cannot
Going from like first,
exactly.
last, and then they're gonna shoot right back up next year.
Sometimes you gotta tank, brother. Sometimes you gotta tank. Matter of fact, what they say in the army, the tank is the biggest weapon. The tank can sometimes become the biggest weapons because you get those draft assets, and the Warriors got some draft assets, and they can probably try to get Giannis. Just throwing it out there, Giannis, and he might stay with the Milwaukee Bucks, but it's possible. You know what I'm saying? We seen it. I mean, Donald Trump won.
Miami.
Anything is possible. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
I think Giannis wants Miami, but
that'd be something.
That'd be something for sure. But moving on here, to the next move. Andre Drummond was traded to the Cavs from the Pistons. Now, Drummond didn't take that lightly. He tweeted that, if there's one thing I learned rather about the NBA is that there are no friends or loyalty. I've given my heart and soul to the Pistons, and to have this happen with no heads up makes me realize even more that this is just a business. I love you, Detroit. Well, NBA players, if you didn't know that this was a business, well, in the words of Biggie Smalls, if you don't know, now you know. The brother knows. He will be on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And, what a place to get traded to. That's not the most free agent luxury type of franchise.
It's colder than here, possibly.
Yeah, exactly. What you think about that, both of y'all? If you have any thoughts.
So, Man, the Pistons, they're pretty poorly run. I'm not gonna lie. They traded for what's his name, Blake Griffin, 2-3 years back at the deadline, and that just has not worked out. They were expecting to be maybe a top team in the East, and they barely made the playoffs last year. I mean, Blake Griffin was hurt, but I mean, it's kind of tough. They shipped Drummond off for literally nothing. I don't know if you saw the trade. It was John Henson, Brandon Knight, and a second-round pick.
Yeah.
Which is it just shows that his value, I guess, was really low. I mean,
which is weird because
Yeah.
I think that he can help a championship team with his rebounding.
I thought he could. If you send him to
Yeah.
I thought he could help Miami. Maybe
Exactly. I thought he could have helped the Celtics.
could help the Celtics. He could have really helped any team that needed an interior big.
You know, to
but-
get rebounds, extra possessions in the playoffs, those extra possessions is going to be, vital.
Indeed, but I think Cleveland's gonna see how he works out. I think he's a free agent this summer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is.
So they're gonna see. They do have a couple young guards. They have Kevin Porter Jr., Sexton, Garland. So they're gonna see if maybe Drummond likes it there. I expect Tristan Thompson. I heard he's gonna be bought out soon. So maybe the Celtics, he can be interested in Tristan Thompson and not a trade and more of a buyout situation. But the Drummond situation, I don't think he'll stay in Cleveland. I think he's much better. But then again, if they show promise, they still have Kevin Love. So anything's possible in the NBA,
As we've seen time and time again, for sure. I think it was last time, it could have been today. The 76ers traded Jameis Enos for a second round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the 76ers acquired, should I say, Glenn Robinson and Alec Burke from the Warriors. The 76ers was a team that had a lot of buzz, and there's not a lot of good buzz. There's a lot of negative buzz going on, a lot of stuff going on in the locker room. Al Horford coming out and saying that, the chemistry isn't there and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff going on in the locker room. The 76ers with Embiid and Ben Simmons, and the talk about, who would you rather give up. The 76ers needed to make a trade. Probably the most out of all these teams out here. And they did. What you think about this acquisitions?
So, the 76ers, I was actually talking to Craig about this earlier. They don't have any shooters. With the injury of Josh Richardson, and we've seen that Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons doesn't shoot. He does not shoot. And Joel Embiid, he's a big, so he should not be at the three-point line so often. Teams have run the zone against the Sixers, and it's worked for the most part. I know Miami in their 3 wins against the Sixers this year have used the zone in all 3 wins, and it's worked. They've blown them out on Monday by 30+ points. And I think this trade, actually, so there was 2 trades. The James Ennis trade was to clear up a roster spot, and in exchange for a second-round pick, maybe give him to the Magic. The Magic seem to work with weird guys. Michael Carter-Williams is rejuvenated down there. Same with Markelle Fultz, seems to find a home down there. But I think this trade could work for the Sixers. I still see them on the outside looking in right now. I just think there's too many internal problems with their coaching and their GM. I mean, Elton Brand, he did a good job drafting, but I don't know if he's doing a good job developing players. But they did bring in a shooter in Alex Burks. He's known he could shoot the ball. Glenn Robinson's pretty athletic. So we'll see how that works. Maybe teams will run man, and man will not work. I mean, they're more prone to run their offense against man because Simmons can cook and Embiid can cook. But I still see them as not a top 4 team in the East. I think Miami, the Sixers, the Celtics, and the Bucks have taken that reign, and the 76ers are on the outside looking in.
The 76ers, at some point they're gonna have to make they're gonna have to trade one of their big tools. I think they would never win a championship together. Ben Simmons and Embiid. I know there's a lot of talk of who would you rather. I think both guys are talented. Me, I'm more of an Embiid guy, but that's only when Embiid is locked in the game. When Embiid he reminds me of Shaq in the sense that sometimes Shaq wasn't all in. But when Shaq is all in, Shaq is the most dominant player on the court in his prime. And I think Embiid falls in that category. When Embiid is locked in and he's aggressively getting rebounds and he's shooting well, I think he's the better player. But obviously Ben Simmons, you know what he can do. The fact that he's already one of the best players in the NBA and he doesn't even have a shot, which he can develop over time, makes him very, very dangerous in the future as well. And obviously you supply him with shooters. 76ers, that would be, you know, way to go if they decide to keep him. So, you know, either way, there was a lot of moves in the NBA today. And not big splashes, but there's a lot of movement at the same time. And last thing to wrap up real quickly here too. I know I said that was the last thing, but damn it, you know, life change. All right, stuff happens. Okay, I know you're a Yankees fan. How far do you think the Yankees are gonna go? Obviously, they, you know, added probably the best pitcher in baseball in Garrett Cole. How far do you think the Yankees are going?
Man, all the way.
All the way?
I hope so, man.
Chris Berman. They will go all the way.
I hope so. It's been too long. I mean, I guess I say that as a Yankees fan because we've been spoiled with championships throughout our lives.
Can't say the same about the Knicks, man.
But it's only been 11 years for the Yankees. But the 2010s is the first decade without a championship for the Yankees, which is an insane stat. Insane stat.
That's
but
crazy.
yeah.
I think we got to end the decade. Well, the decade is over. It's a new decade. So hopefully we can start the new decade like how we started this decade,
hopefully
winning the
like
champion.
4 to 5 championships in this decade. We would hope. But I think the lineups too. I think the lineup's great. I think the pitching is going to be good with Garrett Cole. You've seen Tanaka in the playoffs. The bullpen is outstanding. Aaron Boone's a player's coach. They love him in there. And Brian Cashman, he knows how to work his magic. So if something's not going right at the trade deadline, he's like my guy Pat Riley. They're a wizard. They're wizards.
They're wizards. They make things happen. You know what I'm saying? They snap their fingers and do it a step, and they can do it all by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In the words of T-Pain, don't get me for copyright. I am not trying to get fined. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, I thank you for coming on the show and giving your input on basketball. You always welcome on the show. All you gotta do is holler at me. I know how that goes for sure, man. Thank you for coming on. 607-753-4819. Once again, 607-753-4819. You are tuned into the Real Leel Show.